What's up, y'all? Welcome back. I'm Van, and we are all the LFR family. Especially if you click play, you might as well click like. Now, hit that like button, run them likes up, guys. Do that for me. Just if you're not gonna do anything else, just do that one right there. That right there, you ain't gotta spend no money. You ain't gotta buy no hats. You ain't gotta go to hatsforsale.com and put in LFR 10 for 10% off and free shipping all across America. You ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta go to bluemonsterprep.com and purchase anything. You ain't gotta do that. Just hit the like button. Hit the like button. But if you do want to go to those, make sure that you go and you put in LFR, okay? All right, so we have checked out the first half of Jesse Lee Peterson having a conversation with Minister Paulette Simpson Gibson, who is the head of the NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. And she said some really disturbing things in part one. One being that her parents are weak for being respectful, for saying yes, sir, no, sir, for teaching her and her siblings how to do that. And that any black person who respects authority has to be questioned as well, because us saying yes sir is similar to saying yes sir massa, yes sir man. I don't know why we do this to each other, why we try to make it seem like being respectful. What she don't understand is people are watching her, people are listening to her. She's a minister and she's a part of one of the largest African American organizations, the NAACP, and people are paying attention to her. And if she says that being respectful is weak, they will be disrespectful so they not seem weak. All right. But she's getting into the meat of it right now. They're talking about people who got shot by the police. They're talking about many other things. Politicians, the media is where they are right now. They're talking about how the media feeds certain things, and all she sees is black people being victimized in the media. And Jesse Lee Peterson is explaining to her, that's because that's what you're being fed, because that's the only media that you choose to watch. And I really need y'all to go see part one if you haven't already, because that joint was nice. I really enjoyed it. All right, so now we about to get into this one right here. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments. All right, let's go.
Black people to see reality so that they can be free.
What's the reality?
I got to ask you that black people are suffering not because this phony idea of police brutality, but due to the lack of moral character and the destruction of the family.
So
do you
black?
agree with that?
Are you black?
As the ace of spades. Why do you ask me if I'm black? You see I'm black.
My eyes could be deceiving me sometimes.
Why do you ask me
Because when I see police brutality, now I might think my eyes are deceiving me. My eyes really don't believe what they see.
Why do you ask me if I'm black?
I'm just curious.
Why?
Because you asking me, you telling me all about the black people, and they don't have morals, and they don't have this, and that's why they're in this position that they in. Like, so you must be in the same position, because are you black?
I'm black, but I'm not in that position. I overcame immorality.
How'd you do that?
By asking God to forgive me. Repent.
So you're going to be perfect from now on?
Yes, I'm every day I'm getting there. Right now.
You getting there or you there?
I'm there. It's being perfected all the time.
So when you fall short, what then?
I don't fall short.
You don't fall short? So
No.
you're the perfect man?
Yeah, I'm being made
I
perfect.
got to reread my Bible.
I'm being made perfect by not falling short.
Oh, okay. I got to reread my Bible. Because I understood it.
You had too much Bible already. That's why you're not seeing things clearly.
I had too much Bible. I better get a different kind of Bible then.
It's fuel your intellect, and it's keeping you away from the common sense that comes from God.
No, it's keeping me from believing foolishness that come from man, because I understand that things happen. I understand that things are reality that maybe some people don't want me to understand, and they don't want my eyes to see the truth.
What is sin?
Sin is actions that are against God.
What
in
is
your thoughts and in your actions. So even if you don't act it out, you tell me you don't ever have a bad thought?
Now, she's writing that. She's writing that. Even in your thoughts. Even in your thoughts. Even in your thoughts. And I was explaining in part one of this debate, and we went into lifestyle, because how a sin that transfers over to a lifestyle is no longer considered a sin. It's not one of those type of things where you're trying to do better. It's one of them type of things where you accepted that this sin is this my 2-step right here, baby. I like this. Oh yeah, I like this. I don't care what God says. He gonna have to accept it. This is who I am. Now I don't want to get canceled or nothing like that, so I'm not gonna go into it anymore. But I did in the first one, so let's just get back into it.
Sin is not your thoughts or your
You
action.
sin in action indeed.
No,
It's
that's
against-
not sin. When you play God, you're sinning. And as a result of that, you're separated from God, and then you pick up all these other bad things from the world, like sex, drugs, lies. But when you stop judging,
Lies.
stop playing
'Cause she
God,
said
know
she
that you're
lies.
not God, then those things, you reconnect with your Father, Creator, and then those things start to fall away. Black Lives Matter is built up or founded by a group of radical black lesbians and radical black homosexuals. Do you approve of that?
I don't approve of homosexuality. But like you said, I'm not going to judge because I'm not going to make sure that
Oh,
I'm
now
judging.
you're not
Yeah,
judging.
now I'm not going to judge because you said I'm learning. I'm learning from you. Don't do that, so I'm not going to judge them.
Well, you know what I
because-
mean by judgment, right?
Help me out. Tell me some more.
What do you think
This is
judgment
learning
means?
from me.
What do you think judgment means?
I'm waiting for you to tell me.
No,
because
tell
I
me
wanna
what you when you
learn.
hear the word judgment, because you're now saying you're not judging. What does judgment mean when you hear that?
Because you said, based on what God does not want us to do, God does not want us to judge. So I'm just basing it on what you said God does not want us to do. Now,
But
if-
you don't know what it means?
No, you said don't judge. Whatever they do is okay. Whatever you do
That's
is
not
okay.
what I said.
Whatever anybody does is okay, because that's like judging them, right?
He didn't say the word judge at all. He didn't say judging. She's a minister though, and she's at a point right now where she's playing a game. She's playing a semantics game. All right. I want to win this conversation. That's where she is right now. I'm just here to win the conversation right now, because since you know it all, won't you teach me, mister? I'm a minister, but you seem to have all the answers. So you just tell me now. She is checked out of the interview seemingly, but he's going to force her back by asking her questions and holding her feet to the fire. I already know it.
So will you stop judging the white man?
I got some white friends. You know, there's an old saying, every time somebody asks my white friends, they got a black friend, right? They mean they're not prejudiced. So y'all got a lot of white friends.
So will you
I don't
stop
judge all
judging
white
white
people the
people?
same.
Will you stop judging white people now?
Yeah, I think they're all good people.
And will you stop judging the police?
Yep, I think they're all good.
Judgment simply means don't hate. You see injustice,
I
but
hate
don't
them.
hate injustice. You still deal with it, but don't hate it.
But I don't hate white people
Yes,
because
you
I
do.
say there's some.
You're
No, I don't.
blaming
I just
white-
know there's good white people.
you're blaming
and there's
white
bad
people
ones.
for the
There's
dis-
good black people and there are bad ones.
You're blaming white people for the failure of black people.
Did we go through slavery?
That we-
Was slavery real, or did I imagine slavery too? Was that real?
But that has nothing to do with what's wrong with black people now.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see.
Because when I was growing up, blacks were more people, and I grew up on a plantation under the Jim Crow laws down in
She
Alabama.
wants to
We had
remain
families, we had grandparents,
victim.
we worked, we treated people the way we like to be treated. We knew that all white people weren't bad and all black people not bad, so we treated each other accordingly. And so
And
now,
that's how I was raised.
and now,
my mom is like that.
but then you don't act like it. You're encouraging the hatred of black people.
How you gonna say I don't
by-
act like that? I treat people nice.
No,
I treat white
but you're
people nice, black people, Mexican people. I treat everybody
But
nice.
you
I'm not
encourage-
killing nobody.
But you encouraging other black people to
I'm not encouraging
blame
you to kill
their
people.
failure.
Stand up for yourself.
But then that's not what you should be encouraging them to do.
Yes, I
As a
should be.
preacher, you should be encouraging them to overcome their anger by forgiving their mothers and grandmothers for turning them away from their fathers. It's the mothers
Well,
and
I'm glad my husband's in the home. My husband's
right.
in the home.
But for those
So-
that don't have that, it's the black mothers and black grandmothers that cause these kids to become angry. And instead of showing them how to forgive,
I was raised
you
by
have
a
the
single woman. I didn't
NAACP.
hate no black man. I didn't hate my dad.
But your mother was a decent woman the way you sound, because she doesn't like what you're doing. But you have the
That's 'cause
NAACP.
she don't have the courage that I have to stand up for myself.
No, she sounds like a decent woman.
She is. She's a beautiful woman.
Right. But
She
then
just
she's
taught me to be a
disappointed
strong
in
woman.
you.
Oh no, she's very supportive of me because she know I'm a strong black woman that believe in myself and believe in the black man that I'm married
If
to.
you were a
and the
strong
black
woman,
family.
you wouldn't be encouraging the other blacks to hate cops.
I'm not teaching blacks to hate that.
Yes,
hate
you
cops.
are.
No, I'm not. 'Cause
You're
I
not-
don't hate. As a matter of fact,
You're not telling them that the cops are not their problem. That is, they got to get over that anger.
some cops are their problems. When I have young men
He said some
on the
cops
street corners coming from school, and the police are just jacking them up,
You make it
harassing
sound
them,
like sweet
coming
young
from
men.
school.
These are not nice
These
young
are
men.
good kids. If you get when I have 5 football players coming from football practice in a uniform, being put over by the police, asking them what state they from, questioning them, why are you putting them in a set? They come from school. You see their uniform on. That don't make them in the game, but you want to make them like that.
But because so many are, and the adults are refusing to do anything about it, the cops have to check all people.
Don't make excuses for bad cops, racial profiling, and bothering kids. That's an excuse.
The good have to suffer with the bad.
No.
Yes, they do.
Well, then that's why some of the cops are getting killed. Some of the bad cops are suffering with the good cops.
Black
we
people
just said,
hate.
treat us right.
But no, you got
Oh, black people are the ones that hate?
Right.
See, there you go.
You say him right. So this is where Jesse Lee Peterson is about to start trolling. This is the part right here that I tried to tell him about when I talked to him, that this is when you start trolling. He gets a little bored of the interview when he see that you're starting to pussyfoot around. So then he started to really turn the temperature up. That's what's about to happen right
Go
now.
again with that.
Black people are the most hateful people on this side of heaven. That's
I
why
don't agree
they're
with
suffering.
you. And that is not true.
That is why they're suffering.
Black people are some of the most loving and accepting people on this planet.
And that's why
everybody treats them the way they do, because they know that they can tell black people will say they forgive them.
No, you
they
got
can do
it
what they do to
backwards.
black people.
Black people hate. That's why they're killing one another. Are they killing each other out of love?
Now, because of proximity, I will agree with her. Black people are extremely loving, and forgiving, and I would say sometimes too loving and forgiving, because even though we see that our friends and our neighbors and our and whether they're good people or bad people, we support the foolishness that they're a part of. We don't care. We don't care. We can see you out there doing this, that, and the other. We can know that you done shot 4 people on the block already. But as soon as you get shot by police, why did you shoot him? He was just now turning his life around. He just now got a job interview. He ain't do nothing to nobody. Yeah, that's the type of love we do. That's the type of love that we give people. You ain't gotta pay attention to your health. You fine. You are good the way that God made you. God love you whether you sin or not. As long as you ask for forgiveness, we are all a wretch undone. Yeah, that's what we call love. We misguide one another in that way, and we think we're doing right. And I'm talking from proximity. She's speaking from proximity. Because like she said, I have a couple of white friends, but 98% of her friends are black. 98% of the people she know and deal with on a day-to-day basis are black. So she's talking from proximity. Same thing for me. I grew up with new white people in my neighborhood. Started seeing white people when I started working. And it took me a long time to not have hatred toward the people that I didn't understand, the culture that I didn't understand. And then realize, God damn, they're just like us. They're just like me. They're going through the same thing. They're going through their own stuff. And they just want to be left alone so that they can focus on their families and getting back home safely. But until you start to mix and commingle and see how the other side is and try to understand, you won't know. You won't know. But of course, Jesse Lee Peterson is going to push her buttons because he wants her to really see the issues in the black community. And until she accepts it, nothing is going to get better. But right now, she's not trying to see the issues. She don't want to see the issues. She don't want to see the issues that's put forward by the black community. She don't want to see that. So things have to be said, and he has to push her. He has to push and push and push and push and push until she opens up and try, at least try to be accountable for the side that she claimed to love the most. That's what's important. but it's just so black and white with her. That's what it is. That's what it is. But we're victims. But we're victims. But we're victims. But we're victims. It's going to continue to be that.
Black people are not the only one killing each
Are
other.
they killing each other in black on black crime?
So
Is
black
that-
on black crime is the only crime you see.
is
There's
that
no
out-
white on white
no.
crime.
Black on black crime, is that out of
And
love?
Latinos don't kill Latinos.
Black on black crime, is that out of love?
No, that's out of hate.
Would a loving people do that?
I don't kill, so I'm a loving person.
Would
I'm
a
black.
loving people do that?
No, and I don't
Then
kill.
I
I'm
rest
loving.
my case then.
No, I'm black and I'm loving. Your case is not rested until you get this straight. Black people don't kill. All black people don't kill.
Most do.
No, not most. Do.
Yeah.
No, do you kill?
Black on black, I'm not most.
I don't
Let me ask you
kill.
this. Illegal aliens are coming into the country like 90 going north. The borders are wide open. They are ending it up in the inner cities first. And they are bringing crime and drugs. They're taking over the public school system. They're taking the day labor work from black
You got that
people.
from Trump?
They're taking day labor work. No, I know this for myself. I work in the inner city. I live there. They're taking work from the blacks. Are you okay with illegal aliens coming in and doing that to the black people? You're the NAACP, National Organization for the Advancement of Colored People. Are you okay with the illegal aliens coming in and having that type of negative impact on black people?
So if they're coming in and getting these jobs, they're not giving them to themselves.
Are you okay with that?
No, I'm not okay with people discriminating and not giving blacks jobs, but I'm okay with people coming in that want to work and getting jobs.
So you're okay with the illegal aliens crossing over to the border and having that negative impact on black people?
They're not having a negative impact on black people.
No, you're not answering
They're
the question.
coming here to work like anybody
Are
else.
you okay with that? You're the head of the NAACP.
I'm not okay with people that's giving them the jobs over blacks.
Are you okay with the illegals coming in?
I'm okay with people coming in for a better way of living, yes.
Are you okay with the illegal aliens?
I'm okay with immigrants coming in.
How about illegal aliens?
I'm okay with immigrants coming in for a better life.
How about illegal aliens?
I don't know any illegal
You a
aliens.
preacher woman. You said you was honest. No, you said you lie sometimes. You're not honest.
We don't
But-
like, well, I don't think they're aliens. I think they're immigrants. Like they're black
But they are
immigrants.
aliens. They're coming
not
in
aliens.
illegally from a foreign
Well,
country.
they open up the border, let them come up here freely.
So are you okay with that?
Yes,
With the illegals coming in?
yes.
Are you okay with the negative impact that it's having on black people?
They're not having a negative impact on black people.
They-
It's the people that give them the jobs or ship their jobs to other countries, like Trump. Those kind of people that
Are they
ship the jobs.
overcrowding the public school system? And you're
Yes.
wrong about Trump. They are overcrowding, right?
The schools are overcrowded. But
by
why
the
don't we invest more
illegal,
money in it?
by the illegal aliens, right?
No,
By the Mexicans,
in some areas.
by the Mexicans, right?
In some areas.
Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with them coming here, going to school.
And
Yes.
overcrowding the blacks and just pushing them out. You're okay with that?
Well, if they're pushing the blacks out, blacks are going to white
No.
neighborhoods.
Are you
then,
okay
right?
with that?
Yes.
Who's paying for all of that, Minister? I don't even think she cares. She just wants to, let's show love for everybody. Open up the borders, let them come. Open up the borders, let them come. I got a problem with them getting jobs over black people, but open up the borders, let them come. That doesn't sound like an oxymoron to you. Think about that. Black people who've been here all their lives, they're trying to find jobs. But there are illegal aliens who would take half the pay of what a company will pay a black person to do the job. And they don't have to pay taxes, these companies, if they're paying them under the table, which is happening. Of course, people are going to be losing jobs. Not only are black people going to be losing jobs, but usually any person who's trying to get those jobs that pay a certain wage. Now, there's not only poor black people or the lower class of black people. You only think that that's the people that they're taking jobs from. No, they're taking jobs from white people too. You don't see that though. Because you don't care to see it. You don't care about that. You think that all white people got it good. And that's an issue. That's an issue, guys. I see this is, and I apologize if it seemed like I'm whispering. I just got my mic tuned in and it inside of my headphones, I sound like I'm pretty clear. and inside of this room, if I speak too loud, it's a big echo, and I don't understand why. I'm trying to figure it out. So I just had to point that out because I saw that in the comment section. But y'all let me know what y'all think about what I just now said about this part right here.
Are you okay with them taking the day labor work from the blacks?
No, this is what I think. They doing work that probably blacks wouldn't do.
Are you okay with them taking the day labor?
Why is that? Why are they doing work that blacks wouldn't do? That's an issue. Why are black people not standing outside of Home Depot with tools, saying, I will do whatever you need me to do? You need me to hop on your truck and go with you to help load something on your, like load some wall or like throw away some stuff, like what you need fixing. Because they're most times they figuring it out like as they go. The people that come up to my door asking if they can cut my grass are usually not black people with a lawnmower. It's Hispanics. I've never had a black person come up to me. One time, older guy who was doing everybody at one point in our neighborhood. He was doing everybody's lawn in our neighborhood, older guy. So he kind of expected it already to be able to do everybody's grass. But guess what he was doing? This guy, although he was doing a great job, he was overcharging. But the people that was coming to my door all the time were Hispanics. And they say, yeah, we'll charge you whatever. I mean, you can pay $25 less than him. We will take care of it. And I will see their business grow right before my eyes. Right before my eyes. I will see the tools that they're out there using. They wasn't always using the stand-up lawnmowers where they're standing up on it and riding it around the whole lawn. They wasn't always, they was using the push joint that I had. Sometimes it wasn't the self accelerated joints by pushing the button. I mean, by pulling the little lever. They was pushing that bad boy. And then you start to see their tools start to grow and grow and grow. They're getting trucks and all of the, you will see those things. That's called work ethic. That's called getting it how you live. Now, I get it. The black person pays a mortgage. He has a car note, truck note, all this other stuff. He has a wife. He wants to charge more because he knows that there's a market for more. Right? But if you don't play your cards right, you lose out on business sometimes. And sometimes he didn't play his cards right. So black people not doing the same jobs that the Hispanics won't do, or the immigrants would do. That's not on the government. That's on the people who are doing these jobs. Well, it is on the government if they're constantly letting them in to do the jobs that the black people refuse to do. Because guess what? People will start hiring them a lot.
Labor work for blacks.
No, I'm not okay with our government not having corporations come here.
I need you to
not
answer
go
the question
overseas.
because of time. Are you okay with the illegal alien taking the day labor work from black people?
No.
You're not okay with that?
No.
Are you okay with them in these county facilities, medical centers, hospitals, that the illegals are overcrowded in those areas too, where the citizens have to wait in long lines or not even see a doctor for a long time? Are you okay with
So
the
who's
illegal?
making it hard for us to get those resources?
Listen. Are you okay with the illegal aliens
Who's making
doing
it
that
hard?
to the black people?
But it's not them doing it to the black
You're
people.
not. They are doing it.
They're not the ones that's doing it. Our government is
Are-
allowing it to happen when we
But
don't
how
give the
the
resources
government
that we
allow?
need.
Okay, so
'Cause
why
they're
don't the
American
NAACP fight to put a big, beautiful wall around the borders to stop the flow, so that blacks can finally have a chance in the urban areas to pull themselves up?
Because they believe that the government has a never-ending pot, and they can help anybody and anyone who comes over. And she don't even want to understand how government works, although she is a part of the group who goes to the government and make demands. You got to understand the government if you're going to be like, okay, just let them in, let them work, whatever. They can come over here. This is the land of the free, right? That's what y'all say. Well, they should come over here and be free. And who's going to pay for it? If 5 more people move into your house, who's going to pay for them to eat? Huh? Huh, Minister? Minister Paulette Simpson, Gibson? Who's going to pay for them to eat? If 5 more people move into your house today, who's going to pay for them to eat? Who's going to pay to clothe them, to bed them, to wash their clothes? The extra water that's going to be used, the extra electricity that's going to be used, the extra gas that's going to be used. The extra medical needs of every single body that's going to be living in your house. Who's going to pay for that? You're going to be paying for it because you govern your household. Now think about that as, countrywide, countrywide, statewide, citywide. Think about it that way. Don't just think, oh, it's a free for all for everybody. Let them come in. Somebody got to pay for that.
Why
so
don't you guys?
You think it's only blacks' responsibility to build a wall? Because they're only affecting blacks?
Why don't the NAACP fight for that?
Are they only affecting blacks?
You're not answering the question. Why?
No. Do you think they're only affecting blacks
You're
when
not
they
answering
come?
my question. Why is it that the NAACP won't fight to put a big, beautiful wall around the borders to at least stop the flow, so that blacks can have a chance?
So then we have to ask our national president that, because I'm only over little bitty Compton. So our national president will have to decide about that national issue. I don't think that's a black issue.
As the president of the NAACP living in Compton, California, which is blacks and Hispanic, which are blacks and Hispanic, are you in support of putting the head of the chapter of the NAACP, are you in support of putting a big, beautiful wall around the borders so that we could stop the flow and give blacks a chance?
I'm not.
You're not. So you're not for the blacks then?
I am for blacks.
Not if you're not for that.
I am for blacks.
No,
you're
I
don't think they are enemies.
You're not, because you're an organization for black people. Let me ask you this. The NAACP support a woman having an abortion if she wants.
They support a woman's right to choose.
Right. They support same-sex marriage.
They do.
Right. Illegal aliens coming into the country.
They support immigrant rights. Yes, they do.
Why is she separating herself? You are the head of one of the heads of NAACP. Ain't no they do, it's we do. Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. We support abortion. We support a woman's right to choose. Let's just put it that way. We support illegals coming over. We support that. Yeah, say that.
They're in support of the criminals being released from prisons and jails back into those cities, those areas.
So
how are they helping black people if they're like everything you're for is against black people? How are they advancing black people?
That's not everything they stand for.
How are they advancing black people?
Because when you fight for justice and equality in our school system, when you want an equal opportunity for our kids to learn so they can advance, go to same colleges, have every opportunity. But if you stop the flow of illegals, that would advance them. No, if they get a decent education, if they fight for money to be put in our educational system, if they fight for our education to be equal as anyone else.
Don't you see that if they put a wall around the borders, that's going to solve some of the problems? It's going to solve some of it. Don't you see that?
No, I don't see that.
You do not see that?
No.
What is it like?
I guess she don't have walls around her home. Because if you didn't have walls in your house, then people would be in there that's not supposed to be in there. If you didn't have walls in your bathroom, people will see you on the toilet and they will see you in the shower whenever you go in there. I'm talking about your family that's in the house. But you enjoy privacy here and there. So you can make sure that the walls are up in those rooms for privacy purposes, and doors and locks to keep people out who you don't want to come in. Regardless if you know your neighbors or not, you do not want them just walking in your home whenever they want to. You got doors and locks for that. Why is it so difficult to figure that part out, guys?
To say that you are a preacher, and I see this in a lot of black preachers, to say that you're a preacher and you're representing God, which is truth and love, what is it like saying that you're that, but not living that, not a living example of that? How do you convince yourself that it's all right to be a liar, but say that you're of truth?
Well, let me tell you, I understand nobody's perfect. I understand that. Not me, not you, even though you say you are. That's a lie, because the Bible says that only the word of God is true. Every man be a liar. If you are a man, you a lie. because everybody sins and comes short, but God is faithful.
Even after they are born again?
So no, everybody
Even after they are
press.
born again?
After you're born again, you still subject to sin.
What? You don't hear yourself.
You said the sin was judging and hating and all of that. That's not sin.
That is sin.
That's not sin, just judging.
But you still didn't answer my question. How do you rationalize
That I'm a work in
that
progress.
you call you're a
I'm
preacher
a work
from
in
God of
progress.
truth, but yet you support the lie? How do you
I'm
rationalize?
a work in progress. I'm
Oh,
not
so you
supporting
tell
lie.
yourself
Because
you're a work in
because
progress?
I said that
When
I'm a
you-
good, godly woman that's decent.
When
I
the-
serve my community. I'm president of the NAACP. I'm also a minister, but I don't rob people and steal and kill people.
So will you
I
go
don't
out there
condone
and
that.
denounce Black Lives Matter now that you know that they're chanting kill cops?
That's one group.
Will you go and denounce that?
I haven't heard anybody say that.
You say you found out today that they were
I
doing
saw
that.
the media. I saw the article.
Right.
But I'm saying, what about
Will you
LA
denounce it?
Black Lives Matter?
Will you
I haven't
denounce-
heard them say
all
that.
you're doing is, will you denounce it?
I'll denounce anybody that wants to kill the police because I'm
So
not
you'll
for
hold a
that.
press conference and denounce Black Lives Matter?
I'm not going to denounce Black Lives Matter.
You
I'll
see?
denounce anybody that says kill the police because
Did
we're
you-
not condoning that.
Did you have fun?
Huh?
Did you have fun?
Yes.
You had fun today?
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's been a blast. That's why people. Kelly, what you do this to me for? I'm going to go home and sleep the rest of the day.
She was a good sport. I will say that she was a really good sport. My big old ears and headphones, man. She was a really good sport. I don't think she hopefully, like, I would love to see him have another conversation with her. Jesse Lee Peterson has done so many interviews. He probably has no desire to talk to her again because he know that she really wasn't telling the truth, and it was moments where she could have, but she was just trying to keep that nice face and just have fun with it. And as she said, she looked over at her people and was like, "What you do this to me for? Really? Why'd you do this?" And she did it with a smile on her face. But at the end of the day, there are certain things that she admitted to being in support of that are all detrimental to people in general. I'm not even going to say the African American community, to people in general. But because times have changed so much and we've built so many relationships with so many people, we have that soft spot that we no longer want to hold anyone accountable. So what we do is we go back to that part of the Bible that says we have all sinned and fallen short. No one is perfect, and all these other things. And that right there, if you're a person in position and you're a part of any type of group whose responsibility is to make sure that certain communities are squared away and taken care of, then you have a responsibility to be truthful to that group and make sure that first they hold themselves accountable before we can hold others accountable. If we can't do that, doing the other thing is going to be extremely difficult. Matter of fact, not even difficult. It ain't happening because people aren't going to take you seriously. So that's just my take. That's my 2 pennies. I don't know. I've been wrong a lot. I don't mind being wrong again. You know what I mean? That's just who I am. All right. I don't mind being wrong because the more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. But y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video and hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual. Love y'all.